Welcome to Rebecca Sounds Reveille. Guess who we have back? Well, if you missed her the last time, you're definitely not going to miss what we've got going with our guest today because she is a well-renowned author and she has been awarded with her first piece a special merit by the International Library of Poetry. She has a personal journey that she has really shared not only on the last show, but throughout her work. And it really uplifts and inspires and will help those that have been faced with significant challenges and maybe even lost their drive from within. She is also known for her anthology, An Endless Place. And I've got to tell you, the way she started to write is sometimes what causes other people to get inspired to write. And she's going to share that with us a little bit, but we're going to talk about something she's getting ready to release because she really went into a lot of detail on the last episode that she was here. And I want you to go back and take a peek and a good listen to what she had to say then and how it's going to apply with us now. But she's been in several anthologies, magazines, newspapers, and she has been compared to Sylvia Plath. If you know who she is, get ready. This is Catherine Basilicata. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So you have a lot that has been going on since the last time you came on the show, and you are launching a book?
Untold. Yes, that's right. Book, right?
Untold Story.
Entitled Untold Story. That's right.
I love the title of this because this gets people prepared mentally
Mhm.
that something big is coming because it
That's right.
hasn't been
It's
told.
untold. That's right. It says it all. That's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, that's
That's
a
right.
perfect title. It's
Yeah.
catching, it says a lot. It's already getting you, drawn in to want to be able to know what's going on. And this is a big story for you. And I don't want you to give out the plot, but maybe you can give us some little kind of snippets so that because it's coming and it's going to be ready for the holidays. And this couldn't be a better time, especially for people who, well, one, there's still a lot of people at home. So this is great reading material in general.
Yeah.
Two, but the holidays really play a part and a toll on people mentally and spiritually and emotionally. And I think that
Yeah.
this is a perfect time for them to get a hold of what you have to share.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, the book it's not just one story, it's a compilation of individual stories of everything that I've gone through. So there's compilation of individual stories which link into each one, and it evolves into a complete series. So it's like a series. And then you see at the end, like you see the whole story in complete, right at the end. And then, but there's so many twists in it,
Okay.
which you have to kind of like figure out. But also it drives the masses as well, and they get in. They will be intrigued because I've always enjoyed like twists, you know, uh, not knowing the end of a story, and that's how my work came out. It's like there's a total twist to it, psychologically, you know, etc. Yeah,
So,
it's
with this being a compilation, was
mm.
there anything before this that you have written that segues into this particular book?
Sanguinity.
There we
That
go.
was my first. Yep, that was my first book that was released in 2000, year 2000. Yeah, the year 2000, and it drove a lot of audience and a lot of people getting in touch, saying that it helped them a lot. And also I was in so many articles, newspapers, local papers, uh, galore. And since back then, so much has happened with, which is actually in the book. Um, it also it touches so much stuff, even domestic violence, and which is what I went through, and it's beyond compared to anything that I've actually read. But it just came out of me.
I think that this is really important because oftentimes people who have been through certain situations, they tend to keep everything within here. It's in your temple and
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
come out. And it's so healthy on a lot of levels for it to come out. For example, one, just sharing your story releases a lot of pain and trauma. It doesn't take it away, but it does release some of that. And over time, the more we talk about those things, it gets a little bit easier.
Yeah,
But
an
the other
outlet.
thing, too, is that for people who have been in the same or similar situations and they have not known what to do and they don't have an example on how to move forward through the situation, this is something that you are able to connect with people on. I can tell you, so oftentimes people will go to domestic violence shelters or other types of trauma places for healing. But the person that's teaching them or trying to mentor them, they themselves have not necessarily endured the same type of situation or even close to it. They might have read it in school and that's what they were studying to and they got their degree. But until you're there, there's things mentally that you cannot relate to unless you've completely experienced it yourself.
That's exactly the point. That's right.
So I
And
yeah, your story and everything that you're sharing in there is going to
in the book,
be hmm,
and it's not just about that either.
no,
There's
no,
heaps
no,
of
not at
stories,
all.
like, it's not, don't focus yourself thinking that it's just about that. It's about, there's other stories that I've actually personally endured and overcome and survived miraculously, and it's a vast, huge amount
Yes.
of
And that's what
stories
I mean. It doesn't
on.
whatever type of situation it was, really until you can get the understanding from somebody who's been there and seen what they have done to overcome that challenge. There is nothing that can compare to it. People can tell you, go do this, but they don't know if it's really going to work. It's just something that they read out of a book or they've been taught by somebody else. But did it work for them?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that could be on any I mean, like, on any playing field, that could be anything. If you wanna learn how to play baseball, you've gotta have somebody who's hit the ball or caught
That's
it
right.
or, I mean, there's gotta be an experience level there, and so your book is going to really be hitting at the right time, holiday time, and so, you are publishing your book globally. You're in
That's right,
Australia, it's gonna
internationally.
hit the United States.
That's right,
Yes.
and audio books as well.
I did you narrate it?
What do you mean
On
narrated?
the audiobook? Is it your voice reading
Oh,
the book?
my voice. No, the publisher's getting an actor
Oh, they
to do that
are.
for me.
Oh, okay, so this is gonna be really interesting, for you to hear on the flip
Yeah,
side.
I know, I'll be going, "Oh my god." Yeah, exactly.
That's really because it's funny to think I can't imagine, and I think that this would be quite comical to see someone, even in a comedy type of situation. Play me, my mannerisms. It's one thing when we see ourselves on screen or,
Yeah,
in a home video or whatever, but to actually see somebody be you in character that or hear with the voice, which you're going to hear soon. This has got
yeah.
to be mind blowing
I know,
in a
I
good
can't
way.
wait.
I think that would be neat. Is she? is your publisher going to have a female voice with your accent? I mean, you don't think you have an accent, but I think you do because you're from.
You do? What kind
You
of
probably think I
accent do
have an
you
accent, right? So
what kind of accent do you think I have? I've been
from
told I've
Australia,
got
yeah,
really?
you sound, like you're from Australia.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, and I've got to sound
Oh.
like I'm from. I don't know. Maybe I sound like I'm from Texas. But
No,
I,
no, no, no.
I grew up in
You got a
California,
slight
so
American. No, no, you got a slight American accent, I give you.
okay. See,
But I've never been told that I've got an Australian accent. Like maybe sometimes they've said that I've got a bit of an Italian accent sometimes.
that's interesting, and that would be, and see, both of us kind of should. I mean, I'm part Sicilian. Maybe I need to like do some more emphasis on my
Are you?
yeah,
Oh,
my
I'm half
grandmother.
Sicilian too.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
grandmother. Yeah, she was from Palermo. And so yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, because
That makes
I'm,
curves in all the right
I'm half
spots
a
though.
Sicilian. I'm half Sicilian and half Napolitana. So
I love it. I love
Brazil
it.
stuff.
See? Yeah,
Mm. Yep.
crazy. Crazy. I'll have to show you when we're off air my Italian grandma. Love her,
Yeah.
love her. She's the only grandmother I ever knew. The rest were not here when I was born. So, well, I had one and then I was 3. That was her husband, my grandfather. So, long story. But anyway, this show is
I
about
know.
you and let's talk
Yeah.
about your book. So, I'm really excited about that. I want to hear about the cover of your book because this cover,
Yeah.
the design, the
My choice.
colors,
Yes. My favorite color.
well, and I will tell you, the colors are also assigned to so things going on for people that are victims. So I mean everything is so intricately placed and perfectly placed in how you've done this. Did you design it or did you have someone design it for you?
They asked me what I wanted for the cover, and I said I wanted a woman with chains around her wrist,
Uh-huh.
you know, um, and I said, a woman with long hair, blue, eyes, chains around her wrist, to the where it looks like she can't, but there's something in the background that is like there's a release, like she's not in chains anymore. So
Mhm.
that's when they came up with the idea of the butterfly,
Yes.
and so right down to the detail, I had every input. I had the input to the final design of the cover,
Love it.
even the back of the cover as well, and what I with my they were my words exactly.
I love it. I would have to have somebody else design it because I make great stick figures and that's about it. Like I can't draw. So this is really neat that you have an entire team that is really making all of the intricate details spot on to everything that's going on. And it's personalized to you in what is, I mean, favorite to you and shows beauty and expresses everything going from here on out. I really love it. And now, is this a pretty thick book? Is it an easy read?
I would believe it's a fairly there's a lot in there.
Good,
It's not
good.
just, it's also got a lot, of hidden, ancestry story, like about a warrior and stuff like that, that's related to me.
Oh.
So, yeah, so that's a little bit of a tease, you guys.
So I'm sort of getting the idea that maybe you're going to have some kind of incentive on people for your followers on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere out in social media that is going to engage them to find your hidden gems in there.
Yes, that's right.
So this is going to be a lot of fun. I love when we're able to be a little bit more interactive between an author and a book because that connection is so great and so
Yes.
intense. Yeah, it just means the world.
Yeah, I know. It does, it does. Mm.
So, what was the most challenging part about writing a compilation?
Writing? The compilation. Well, I remember like when how should I say? When I released all my stories, it was at a period of time that I was struggling with my health in hospital, and to the point where I just woken up from a coma, and it just like it was a flow, it was easier, and I just let it. There is just something in my mind that made me want it to be in in um in sequel, a
Okay.
series, like a story, like you see on TV. There's a,
Yes.
a series, but the whole base is a story, the same characters, but well, I'm the me, yeah, but I've seen the things that I've witnessed. They're different characters, but it's the same series, the same story.
That's really neat. So let me
Yeah.
ask you, in any of your writings, have you talked about your time in your coma?
Yes.
Okay, because I mean, I don't want to give out too much, but I do have a question because we don't hear too much from people who've been in comas at all. And we don't hear, I mean, we don't read about it. It's just kind of like this person had this incident. They were in a coma for 3 days or 3 months or 3 years, however long. And so some of the questions I think people have is, can you hear? Do you know what's going on outside of you? Are you just kind of paralyzed? Or are you just asleep and then you wake up? And I know people kind of don't understand what happens.
Right. Yeah. Well, my personal experience with it, because I've been in quite a few comas. There was one experience where I could hear what's going on, but I couldn't understand because I was stuck inside wherever I was. I couldn't do I couldn't say what I wanted to say, but I could hear. And then like I could hear voices, like voices,
Mhm.
and but that's it. And the next moment I wake up in the hospital in a ward, and I didn't even know that I was in ICU in a coma for a few weeks. That's the
Interesting.
actual experience that I went through.
That's got to be very scary. I know
Yes, it
that even
was.
even when you're in a hospital where, let's say, you have to undergo some kind of surgery and they say, okay, we're going to put you to sleep while you're in your surgery. You know that ahead of time. They give you the anesthesia, you're out, and when you wake up, you're still disoriented. But I can't imagine not having that preparation, because I think when you're coming out of that state, that disorientation, you go, okay, I remember that I was in here getting this particular procedure done or whatever.
Yeah.
But just coming out from something and going, I don't know where I'm at, why I'm here, how did I get here? What are these voices? What's happening?
Oh,
Like, is this real? Am I in a dream? Did I pass
limbo.
away and I'm now seeing that? I'm like, there's got
Yeah.
to be a lot of things going on.
I was very confused.
Yeah, that's
I
perfect.
was, like, wandering
Yeah.
around going, "I wanna get out. I shouldn't be here. Why am I here? Let me out, let me out." And they're going, "How about you go back to your bed?" And I'm there going, "No, I wanna go. Just let me out." And, I was so confused because I just got out of the coma and they just put me in a ward, down
That's
below.
scary.
They didn't leave me in ICU,
Did
right?
you have family waiting for you?
No. So that makes it
Oh,
even more difficult for me. No.
that's very scary because now you're really not sure what's going on.
No. Relied on the people that are there to explain it to me. And I had to wait till the next day when the doctors came around to explain what happened.
See,
But
I would
until
be
then, the nurses didn't explain.
See, I would be like, okay, somebody hit me over the head and now they've got me
Yeah.
locked up. And this isn't like nothing actually happened to me because something was wrong with me. Somebody's putting me here. I'm like, I'd start being paranoid, you know?
No, I wasn't like, I'm like, because I was wondering, why am I in hospital? The last thing I remembered is what I was home. Now,
Uh-huh.
what, like,
You have to really
and
think, right? You're
yeah,
really
like,
having to think back.
yeah. And I honestly don't remember, I don't know anything. Even till this day, I don't know what happened. But they told me there was blood everywhere because I had someone coming over, and the only reason they got into the house is because I had a lockbox key to get into the house because
Oh,
I didn't answer
wow.
the doorbell. And they called the ambulance and the police to come to the house before letting the person in. And they found me on the floor in my bedroom having seizures. And from that point, they just drove me straight to the hospital and did what they needed to do, the operation, etc. And I don't remember any of it. I was just told that there was blood in the house and they needed to do what's that cleaning,
Uh-oh.
that that cleaning, they do that cleaning,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to say it.
homicide cream.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah, yeah,
say.
yeah, 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 that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that cleaning. They had to arrange that.
There was that
And
much. Wow.
yes,
You're
yes,
lucky you're alive.
yeah, hmm,
Just from the amount of blood loss alone.
yeah. And that was December last
'Cause I'm
year.
trying not to give away all of your details
Yeah,
here.
I know,
I'm
I know.
trying to be
But
really,
it's too much.
really, cautious about, what I give out because your story is incredible and people really need to not only read it but grasp it and see how they can apply things to their life, not only if they've experienced something like that, but those who may have that they know, or even how to prevent being vulnerable or whatever. I mean, you have a lot of
Yes,
details that are going to be really crucial for somebody that reads this. And it will be interesting to find out if at some point, because the brain is so incredibly brainy.
I know. God,
It's so
and my
smart, our
brain.
brain. I just had that's why I had to say brainy. But
Yeah,
I just am thinking that there may come a time where because of how the brain heals itself in a lot of capacities, that you might have that memory that comes back at some point during the time where you have this gap.
so, yeah.
Just, randomly, somewhere, there might be a trigger, and then all those neurons there start firing up and bring that.
Yeah.
Because this is, I mean, our brain is just incredible with what it does with trauma, where it
Mhm.
places things in this filing cabinet here and there. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
I know.
Um, but your writing is exceptional and you are winning awards for that. I have no doubt that when this book is published and it gets out into the hands, it's going to be another award winning compilation of a lot of things. And I think what's going to be really nice about this is that I think that groups can take different parts of your book and apply them at different times in a group setting. There's gonna be so much to this. I just envision so much with what's going on with that.
Yes.
Very exciting.
We'll make it.
Now,
Yes.
are
Make
you
it
doing
great.
any book sightings where you're at? Are you gonna be on location at any of the book houses in your area? I
Uh,
don't know if Barnes& and Nobles is where you're at. Barnes& and Noble is where
yeah,
you're at,
Barnes& and
but
Noble is here. Barnes& and Nobles is here,
okay.
along with others, but I'm leaving that to my publisher to arrange because
Okay,
I
well, that'll
haven't.
be interesting.
Because I did book signings with my other book, but this one I'm leaving. I'm waiting for them to arrange it like with my last one.
I think this is great.
It's, so
That would be a lot of fun,
yeah.
especially right before the holidays. I think this is
I'm
just
waiting
perfect.
to be sent to to America to sign too.
Yeah, I think that would be really neat. If you could go on location here, boy, you would really get an opportunity and really not only the opportunity to see here, but an opportunity to touch lives as you're meeting with people. And so that I think that that would be an exciting opportunity. I hope the publisher is able to arrange something for you.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. So once this comes out, what's next? Do you have something? I mean, you got some secret sauce you're working on?
I've started to write some start of things that I've been going through,
Love it.
but it's just really, really at the beginning right now.
Love it.
So
Okay.
then, yeah, focusing on this book and because I really, really want Untold Story to reach New York Times bestseller list because
This
I
is
believe that it can really reach the masses, and I believe that uh, it beyond it'll definitely reach. They will love it. There's not one person that would not. That's what I feel. So, and but I've been told as well, people that have read it,
well,
and I
this
go,
is
really like this when
yeah,
they
this
say
is going to be very exciting, and we've got to do what we can with our audience and those that they know and love, and everybody that they don't, to get this information out there so that we can help you reach that, because it's going to it's a game changer. It's going to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And I really want to thank you for sharing the things that you've gone through so that it can not only get out, but get out to people that are going to need it, as well as those that they might be able to help along the way. So I am super delighted that you've had a few minutes to give us an update with what you've got going on. Number one. Number two, that we've had a few laughs along this little chat that we've had today, but
yeah.
it's an important thing that we're talking about today. And so I am just I'm overjoyed that we're going to be able to share it, and we're going to be able to share this in time for the holidays, when this is a crucially
It is a
important
very
time of year.
important time. Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of
Yeah.
people suffer too.
Yes.
Depression. Not just happy times, but
Well, yeah, that this
you know
so
what I mean? That's the thing with
there's actually something called seasonal affective disorder, SAD.
hmm, hmm,
And so between about mid-November and sometimes into the middle of January,
hmm.
there's a lot of people who, despite the holidays and the family and all the excitement around that, they don't feel that excitement. And
No.
it's completely the opposite. And it's something to be concerned with, very much so, without me saying anything a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Because they've even done suicides
Well, that
and
was what I was trying to not say, but yes,
I
that's
know you
exactly
were.
right.
I know you were, but I
Seriously,
couldn't
yeah.
help my mouth. Sorry.
No, 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 it's okay. It needed to be said. I try to shy away from that because I don't like even
I know.
envisioning that there's any loss whatsoever. But this is the time of year when it affects a lot of people, and those who are not affected by SAD, some of them are just affected by being alone and not having family during a time when this is supposed to be sort of the bringing in the gathering in of close friends and loved ones. So I'm glad that the timing of this is perfect. I'm glad that the cover really expresses everything that it should. And I'm really excited about the message that you have to share through so many different parts of this. And there's going to be more. And I want to thank you for doing that, sharing your story with um, the courage to do that. Is really important, and taking your time to share with us and keep coming on. We definitely got to keep coming on and giving everybody an update, because I want them connecting with you. You've got something that's really going to make a difference in so many people's lives. And I'm thankful that you're here.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for bringing me on too. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes, 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 definitely. Where can, in the meantime, aside from book signings, and if we can get you over here, where can everybody grab a copy of Untold Story?
Uh, it um, would be through what? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Okay.
Pinterest, 'cause, they've told me that they've put it along there, and there's other, media as well.
I love it. Now, will it also
Yeah,
be at your publisher's Pandora's
Twitter.
Order website as well?
Yes, Pandora's Orders website, it's www.pandorasorderbooks.com,
Okay. Perfect.
and Gmail is Pandora's Order Books, gmail.com.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And we're going to definitely make sure that all of the links are in the show notes as well, so that we can make sure that everybody's able to connect with you as well as get a copy. So thank you so much for being with us from across the waves, or as they
And
say, across the pond.
runs across the pond, the other side.
And I want to thank all of you for tuning into another episode of Rebecca Sounds Reveille. If there's anything that you don't want to miss reading during this holiday season, it's Untold Story. There is going to be so much in this that is going to challenge you in your reading. It's going to challenge you mentally to be able to put yourself in someone else's shoes that has been through so much. And also, if you yourself have been through something similar, you're going to be able to identify and utilize some of the techniques that Catherine shares in her own journey to make a difference in your life. And also, it's great for somebody that you may know who's been in some of the same circumstances. This is going to make a great read for you. It's also going to be a great gift for other people during the holiday time. Thanks so much for tuning in and sharing your time with Catherine and I today. Some laughs and jokes, and sometimes maybe even inappropriate laughter, but that's because we always know that that's when there's kind of an uncomfortableness that we're trying not to cry from, and we do a chuckle instead. You know what that's like. You've been there. And so thanks for understanding as we have shared some of the things that Catherine wants to pass along to you. Please make sure that you share this with your friends, your family, your loved one, everybody you know on social media, and everybody you don't. Make sure you click it. Ciao for now.